Hey guys, this is Ashley with Handmade Haven, and today we're going to be doing a fun little video. I'm going to be part of a surprise makeover challenge. Apartment Therapy sent me over a package, and I just discovered this morning that it was this cute little stool. So I'm going to be doing a little something just to make it over. Now, I like the color of the wood grain of the stool already, so I'm just going to do something fun with the top to kind of give it some flavor. And I'm all about a DIY on the budget, so this will be quick and easy and won't cost you much. So let's get into it. So I have decided to kind of do a woven technique on the top of the bench, and I'm going to be using vinyl fabric just because it kind of looks like leather. But at a much affordable price. So the first thing we're going to be doing is cutting long strips out of this vinyl fabric so that we can do the woven technique later on. So the first thing that we have to do is mark the lines for the vinyl strips. So here I'm just using a 2x2 and I'm going line by line just to mark these lines to make sure that they're nice and straight. And this is what I'll be using to cut lines for the vinyl strips. Now after I make those lines, I'm just going to take my craft scissors and go down these lines to cut the strips as straight as I possibly can. You want to make sure that you have a good pair of craft scissors here, just so the vinyl fabric will be easy to cut and your lines will be nice and straight. This fabric cuts pretty easy as long as you have a good pair of scissors, so this step should be pretty quick. Okay, so I now have all my strips cut, little vinyl spaghetti here, and I'm going to be using my staple gun to attach the vinyl fabric to the top of the stool. So the first step is to add the strips to one side of the stool. So as you see here, I'm just going to take these strips one by one. Using my staple gun, I'm going to attach them to the top of the stool. Now you can see I'm leaving just a little bit of a spacing just so that it looks right once you do the weaving process, but this part is pretty simple as you can see. Now once I've got one side all attached, I'm going to flip that stool over and then cut the strips down to a size where I think it's good. And then I'm going to attach the other end. Now when I'm attaching the other end, I'm just going to pull the strips a little bit snug just so they're nice and snug, and then just start attaching them like I did the other side. Once everything is attached, I will flip it over and it should look a little something like this. Now I'm just kind of straightening them out a little bit, but this is kind of how it will look before we start the weaving process. So now that we have the one side all attached, we're going to start attaching the side strips for the stool. Now this is where it's going to start to get fun because we're about to get into the weaving process. So basically I'm just going to attach these leather strips to the side, as you can see, just like I did the left and right side. And here I'm just using my staple gun again and making sure that there's just a little bit of space in between each of the strips. Then once I get those attached, we can start the weaving process. So I'm gonna get that attached and flip the stool over. Then I'm just one by one gonna take each strip and I'm going to weave it in and out of the vertical strips, as you can see here. This is kind of the fun part. You can kind of see it come together. And I'm just gonna alternate between strips. As you can see, the first one's over and under, the next one's under and over. And I'm just gonna do that all the way down the stool. Now I really love this technique because you can do it with so many different things. I've also done a leather headboard like this, as well as a leather stool or should we say faux leather. And I just love this technique. It's super fun and it's inexpensive with using this vinyl fabric because it kind of gives the look of leather without the price. So here I'm just finishing up the weaving process, and now I'm just kind of pulling those strips so that it's a little snug. I'm going to cut off the excess strips, and then I'm going to attach the end of the strips to the back of the stool, again using my staple gun. Again, this is a super simple process, something that you can easily do in a weekend for any beginner DIYer, and this is how it looks. Okay guys, the woven pattern top is complete and I'm super excited with how it came out. I'm just going to attach this top to the stool with the screws I have later, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And for more projects and tutorials, check out my blog at handmade-haven.com. All right, y'all, later.